This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com. Big news of the week, if you want to call it big news. It's been a bit of a slow news week. AEW is going to apparently run more house shows. Here's a picture from the last one they ran where they apparently had Cody Rhodes and a bunch of other of the bigger AEW stars at the time, back when AEW was hotter, and you can see there's a lot of empty seats. That's Cody Rhodes fighting in the crowd against somebody on that house show, and I think that was done around WrestleMania weekend as well. But yeah, so it didn't do that well. I guess the where they're running their first house show of this new round of house shows is Troy, Ohio, which is about a 3,000 person arena. It's noteworthy that John Moxley is the only real of AEW's top star that's going to be there. Daniel Bryan's not going to be there. MJF is not going to be there. Chris Jericho is not going to be there. But good luck to them. Apparently, WWE recently did house shows in Erie, Pennsylvania, and Binghamton, New York, that only drew 2,500 and 3,300, with more stacked rosters. So the house show business still isn't the best. Jeff Jarrett is in charge of it, which I'm not sure if TNA ever really did good drawing house shows when Jeff Jarrett was running TNA. I remember when I brought TNA to Canada for the first time in 2007. We had 4 shows altogether. The fourth one I didn't promote, but the first 3, the Quebec ones, they were like well above what TNA was drawing in the US at that time, and that was during TNA's much more peak time. But even then, the house shows weren't making money, from what I understand. So I'm interested why you would put a guy in charge that doesn't really have a history of putting on successful money making house shows. That's a little strange to me. Vince McMahon is getting sued again by someone trying to get him off the board of directors. I think WWE is 100% going to sell, because most of these 2 of these lawsuits already look like they're going away. I guess there's 4 lawsuits altogether now. But if he just sells the company, it's going to be a lot less hassle for him. So I definitely can see them just selling the company in the next 6 months or so. Apparently, Aliyah from WWE has been tweeting that, I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl, or it's a girl. She's been cleared to wrestle since October, but she's just sitting at home being paid, not being used. Which a lot of people would love that. Rumors are for the Dark Side of the Ring. We've heard Bam Bam Bigelow, Mike Awesome, Abdullah the Butcher, Tammy Sitch, and the Freebirds for the next season of Dark Side of the Ring. Ozzy Osbourne, who's in the WWE Hall of Fame, is not going to be able to continue the rest of his concert tour due to health reasons. I did do security for Black Sabbath once, and that was very, very memorable. Michael Collins, AEW is coming to Canada. They're coming to Winnipeg in March, which I actually thought I mean, they have a better than normal pre-sale. Last I checked, it was around 6,000 in the MTS Center in Winnipeg. But considering Chris Jericho hasn't wrestled in Winnipeg since his WWE days, and Kenny Omega and Don Callis are also from Winnipeg, I would have expected that to be an instant sellout. However, I do think they'll sell a lot more than 6,000 tickets by the time it gets closer, especially if they have Jericho doing local publicity closer to the time. Also, I can't recall when the last time Winnipeg had any type of TV taping. But how well would they do for house shows in Canada? I'm not sure. What I don't understand is a lot of the times Rampage, more often than not, Rampage is taped on the same day as Dynamite, and they also tape Dark the same day. So oftentimes their tapings are like 5 or 6 hours. So why not, instead of doing house shows, just tape Rampage every week as like a separate taping? Because more people would go to a TV taping, and then you have an excuse to bring in bigger stars than do house shows, which I do think their house show in Ohio, where John Moxley is from, and since it's their first house show, they're going to really try to make sure it's a success. I do think that one will be a success. But the less special they get, the less the draw. But honestly, I wish them the best with that. I don't care. I just find it. I think that they might have a hard time drawing, since there's so few legitimate stars in AEW. And out of all those legitimate stars, a lot of them aren't going to do the house shows. Briscoe got a huge pop last week. Well, the big news last week was his brother dying. It was all over the news, so why wouldn't he get a big pop? Why doesn't Awesome Kong wrestle anymore? Who knows? I forgot about her, but she was on. She was actually in TNA when I did that TNA tour of Quebec, and she was nice. Ryan Bader versus Fedor Emelianenko, which I think this is his second retirement match, is going to be on CBS this weekend. Fedor knocked him out Fedor got knocked out quickly the last time. Apparently, they're bringing in a lot of ex-UFC stars like Mark Coleman, who I've interviewed, Ken Shamrock, who I've interviewed, and many others. I would rank Mad Dog Vachon as the toughest Canadian wrestler too, Tom. And I've worked in the bars around here, and Mad Dog Vachon wrestled around here a lot. And I've heard the stories. Like, this guy got into a crazy amount of bar fights. But I've heard the stories from people that aren't even involved in wrestling about the kind of people he would get in fights with in like the 80s around here, and it's crazy, in the 70s as well. When will there be a Hannibal? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But on that note, that's about all the news for now. The Dynamite rating hasn't come out. I didn't see really anything interesting out of the Dynamite results, other than they announced apparently the house show thing. That was the most interesting thing. The big news of the week has just been the Royal Rumble fallout. So have a great afternoon. I'm going to edit a bit more, then hit the gym. See you guys later.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news